we have not figured out how we're going to function in a society and get those occasional times when, your phone is broken for 3 days.
Yeah.
Or you go for a walk with no service. But it's like, I very much feel like my phone controls me, not the other way around.
Uh-huh.
And I hate it. But I haven't figured out what to do about it.
Well, that's what I'm worried about with future technology, is that this, which was so unanticipated, if you'd imagine a world when you can imagine going up to someone in 1984 and pointing to a phone and saying, one day that'll be in your pocket, it's going to ruin your life. You're like, what? Like, yeah, one day people are going to be jerking off to that thing. You're like, what? One day people are going to be watching people get murdered on Instagram. I've seen so many murders on Instagram over the last few months.
Really? I've never seen one.
It's been a bad timeline. Me and my friend Tom Segura, every morning we text each other the worst things that we find on Instagram.
Why?
For fun. He's a comedian.
Okay.
We're both comedians.
That's fun to you?
Yeah. This is fucking
All right.
just ridiculous. I mean, just crazy car accidents, people getting gored by bulls, and we try to top each other. So every day he's sending me the most. Every day when I wake up and I check, Tom, fuck, what do you got?
Can you explain what's fun about that?
Well, he's a comic and I'm a comic, and comics like chaos. We like ridiculous, outrageous shit that is just so far beyond the norm of what you experience in a regular day.
Got
it. And also the understanding of the wide spectrum of human behavior. If you're a nice person and you surround yourself with nice people, you very rarely see someone get shot. You very rarely see people get stabbed for no reason randomly on the street. But on Instagram, you see that every day. And there's something about that where it just reminds you, we're crazy. Like the human species, like there's a certain percentage of us that are just off the rails and just out there just causing chaos and jumping dirt bikes and landing on your neck, and like all that stuff is out there.
Even to hear that makes me physically, I know that happens, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I know not looking at it doesn't make it not happen.
Right.
But it makes me so uncomfortable and unhappy to watch.
Oh yeah, it makes me uncomfortable too. But yeah, we do it to each other every day. And it's not good. It's definitely not good, but it's also, I'm not going to stop. It's fun. But why is it fun? It's fun because it's my friend Tom, and we're both kind of the same in that way. We just look at that. Look at this.
That I get.
Look at this. And it's just a thing we started doing a few months ago. It just can't stop.
And Instagram has learned that you do that, so just keep showing you more and more.
Instagram knows. My search page is a mess. When I go to the Discover page,
awful stuff happening to people.
It's just crazy. But the thing is, it shows up in your feed too. That's what I don't understand about the algorithm. It knows you're fucked up, so it shows up in your feed of things even if they're not people I follow, but Instagram shows them to me anyway.
I heard an interesting thing a few days ago about Instagram and the feed, which is if you use it at off hours, when they have more processing capability available because less people are using it, you get better recommendations. So your feed will be better in the middle of the night.
What is better though? Doesn't your feed
more addictive to you or whatever?
Right. So for me, better would be more murders, more animal attacks.
Sounds horrible.
It's horrible. It seems to know that's what I like. It seems to know that that's what I interact with. So it's just sending me that most of the time. Yeah.
That probably has all kinds of crazy psychological effects.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's also one of the reasons why I want to get rid of it and move away from it.
Yeah, so maybe it went too far.
I don't even know if it's too far, but what it is it's showing me the darker regions of society, of civilization, of human behavior.
But you think we're about to edit all that out?
I wonder if that is a solution. I really do, because I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility. If we really truly can engineer one of the talks about Neuralink that's really promising is people with spinal cord issues, injuries, people that can't move their body, and being able to hotwire that, where essentially it controls all these parts of your body that you couldn't control anymore. And so that would be an amazing thing for people that are injured, amazing thing for people that they're paralyzed. They have all sorts of neurological conditions. That is probably one of the first, and that's what Elon's talked about as well. One of the first implementations, the restoration of sight, cognitive function enhanced from people that have brain issues.
That's tremendously exciting.
Yeah.
And like many other technologies, I don't think we can stop neural interfaces, nor because of the great good that's going to happen along the way. But I also don't think we know where it goes.
It's Pandora's box for sure. And I think when we open it, it's just we're not going to go back. Just like we're not going to go back to no computers without some sort of a natural disaster.
By the way, I mean this is a great compliment. You are one of the most neutral people I have ever heard talk about the merge coming. You're just like, yeah, I think it's going to happen. It's be good in these ways, bad in these ways, but you seem like unbelievably neutral about it, which is always something I admire. I
try to be as neutral about everything as possible, except for corruption, which I think is just one of the most massive problems with the way our culture is governed. I think corruption is just and the influence of money is just a giant, terrible issue. But in terms of social issues and in terms of the way human beings believe and think about things, I try to be as neutral as possible, because I think the only way to really truly understand the way other people think about things is try to look at it through their mind. And if you have this inherent bias and this, very rigid view of what's good and bad and right and wrong, I don't think that serves you very well for understanding why people differ. And so I try to be as neutral and as objective as possible when I look at anything. And this is a skill that I've learned. This is not something I had in 2009 when I started this podcast. This podcast I started just fucking around with friends, and I had no idea what it was. There's no way I could have ever known. But also had no idea what it was going to do to me as far as the evolution of me as a human being. I am so much nicer. I'm so much more aware of things. I'm so much more conscious of the way other people think and feel. I'm just a totally different person than I was in 2009, which is hard to recognize. It's hard to believe.
That's really cool.
But it's just an inevitable consequence of this unexpected education that I've received.